Okay, y'all, we are so back. I don't know about you, but there is this person on my TikTok that literally was making a video. Babe, we're going through some heavy collective shit right now. So regulate your nervous system the best that you can, especially if you resonate with being a feeler, being a very sensitive person. I talk about this a lot because there are people that unknowingly don't know that they have this gift. And it's actually, yes, it's a gift to be able to feel energy, read energy, and when you're that kind of person, you really have to take care of your nervous system, y'all. This path has shown me the importance of mind, body, and spirit, and just the connection with your energy and yourself. And baby, chill. That's who this video is going to be for today. Okay, I was speaking to my friend the other day, and she was like, this is heavy. This is something that can be really heavy, to be very sensitive to everything and just feel so much. Sometimes I'm like, God, I don't like this, you know? But if I'm saying, God, I don't like this, I'm rejecting the way God made me. And sometimes you just got to learn to operate with your God-given gifts, like your spiritual gifts. This is a spiritual gift, being able to discern, being able to feel things. It is a gift. So that's why it makes you take care of yourself more. For the past few days, whenever I go MIA on social media, I just try to regulate myself. I try to stay the most grounded as possible. I try to stay away from my phone, but of course, if some of my friends message me, I want to be there. But if not, then and if I feel like I want to share a download, I'll share a download. But if anything, baby, I am just to myself. If you can resonate with that term, yourself, then your job as a feeler, I'm gonna just call it a feeler, someone who feels. Your job is to feel, okay? Probably God made you this way for a reason. Out of your family, you've been called the most sensitive person, you're a crybaby, or you feel more than others. And God made you that way for a specific reason, okay? In order to be able to discern patterns, in order to be able to become aware of the things that you need to break out of, the things that are being passed down from your lineage, and you know, you need to break out of, then you need to feel, you need to feel that shit. That is one of the keys that I have been using for myself in order to break patterns. I don't mind sharing this. Like, for example, within my family, I do not mind sharing this. And this motherfuckers don't be feeling stuff, really. This motherfuckers be really not running, but it's like feeling is not really normalized, okay? And of course, we as human beings, we have emotions. Everyone has emotions, but sometimes we don't know how to communicate how we feel. And me having to learn to respond differently than how I been used to seeing at home, people responding to one another and choosing to take a healthier route or choosing to stop a pattern has been really tough. I'm not gonna lie. But some of the ways that I've broken out of cycles mostly has been due to me sitting with my emotions. And I remember when I still used to smoke. I'm sober now, fully sober. But when I did used to smoke, at first I did it to calm my anxiety. And then later on, that literally had a bounce back. I'm gonna call it a bounce back. I'm gonna call it a bounce back effect on me, and I'm more anxious when I stopped it. But then I was like, what am I? Then I sat and I was like, what am I escaping from? I'm using this quick stress reliever to not feel an emotion right now that I do not want to feel. Maybe it's stress, anxiety, social anxiety, maybe it's fear of something. I had to be honest with myself, and I was like, you know what? This is not solving anything. I might actually have to feel this emotion. Let me just sit with this emotion that I do not want to feel. Because who wants to feel fear? Who wants to feel insecure? Who wants to feel anxious? No one. So Like I said, my higher self is like, my higher self and God, my spirit team checked me. They were like, honey, no, we don't want you to run towards it. We don't want you to go and buy another of, you know. We want you to actually sit with your emotions and feel them. As uncomfortable as they can be, you're going to have to feel your emotions because other people in your lineage did just what you were doing right now, to not sit with your emotions, to not feel. What did they do? Escapism. That's what, for me, honestly, no judgment to anyone who still smokes weed. Like, I cannot tell you how to live your life. You do you. But honestly, for me, I view it as people escaping from their own reality. You do not like your current reality and how you're feeling in your current reality, how you're feeling currently in your life. So what do? You go towards something that's helping you escape. And sometimes, yes, weed did that for me. Like, the way that I could imagine things, right? And it was really rooted in ego, the way that I was using it, now that I realized. Anything that you are using in ego, that is using, and by being in ego, and by using it in ego, in an egotistical way, or an ego, I mean, like, it's not being spirit led, it's not being intentional. You're using it to suppress something, you're using it to even try to be something that you're not, or you haven't mastered yet. Because when I was smoking weed, it was easier for me to speak freely to people, right? Because I was high, like, I didn't care. And I literally remember this one time, me and this friend, we did it before going to the movies. And, they were having problems with something with their ticket that he had purchased online. So they were like, oh my God, we're going to have to do this, that. And I just went straight to the counter, which is something that I don't normally do, of course, when I need it. But like, I was very bold, very like, there's this issue, like, just a different version of me. And they're like, wow, Danny, you're pretty confident. I laughed at my friend and I'm like, huh? They're like, yeah, you seem pretty confident to me. So it's like a facade. That's what addictions turn into eventually. So, like I said, nothing against people who still do it, but sometimes we really have to be honest with ourselves and have a reality check. Like, what is my intention with this habit right now? Am I really escaping? Why am I not feeling? What am I not choosing to feel right now? Which is something that, if you're here to break patterns, if you're here to break cycles, it is your responsibility. And yes, I see it as a responsibility. My whole path, since I've been on it, I've seen it as a huge responsibility, a task to break patterns, okay? To stop. Like, and like I said, it's been hard, of course. It's not easy. Like, I'm still a human being. I have flesh, I have pride, and I have ego. In this past few days, I went on a detox. I went on a little bit of a food fast. And every time I go on a fast, when I reintroduce food, which I did it today, I try to move towards healthier options now. And I did that. Doing a detox along with you doing shadow work and actually sitting with your emotions and crying out whatever is rising up right now, I was like, wow, I didn't know I still had this emotion, this memory, or this feeling like stuck in my body. I didn't know my body, like, I've cried so much. Not really much, but like, I've been crying, like, that's your body. Actually, you might be doing the normal task, and all of a sudden, a memory, whatever, comes up in your head, and you just want to cry. Or you all of a sudden feel anger. That emotion is asking for you to release it. And that is the moment to release it. Do not hide. Oh my God, I can't cry right now. Cry anyway. Release them. Release them. We know what happens when we do not release things, and our body pays the price. So we need to try our best to prevent that. It's a process to go through. but the more you feel, the better you will feel. And I was just led to make this video because sometimes it's been draining to feel so much. Like sometimes it feels like a curse to feel a lot, to be so hyper aware of things, to be able to recognize a lot of things without me actually wanting to. Like sometimes I'll be somewhere or I'll be doing something and I'm like, I don't want to know that. I don't want to feel that, you know, but I do. Like I said, God made me this way for a reason. My body is designed like that. I cannot escape from that. I cannot reject that. I can be like, you know what? I'm going to be an emotionally unavailable person and I'm going to reject my emotions. No, I'm moving away from my original design, basically, if you do that. If you know you're supposed to feel, you are supposed to feel, okay? Sometimes the best way to honor your body is to honor your emotions. It's easier to grab something, act on something, and do something that will make us escape from that current state that we're in. That is the easier route. But when someone actually sits and actually is like, you know what, I'm just feel and what I do mostly is I like to journal it. And if anything, I like to also voice it out. If it's an emotion towards a person that I feel, and it doesn't have to be bad, sometimes I just need to speak on things, right? I need to open this up. And I found that that is part of my purpose, to speak up on how I feel. When you communicate things, especially in this society that has so messed up, has the communication is so messed up, because it has to do with emotions. And sometimes when you speak on things, that person does not want to deal with the emotions, with your emotions, or the emotions that will resurface up for them. So they'll ignore it. And no, not with me. So I'm a person that, with me, anybody close to me, I love to have tough conversations. We will be laying stuff out on the table. We will speak on things, even especially if they're hard things to speak on. And trust me, it's been uncomfortable when I had to do it. Like, I make that face because God has led me to sometimes put it in my spirit a person, and put it in my spirit something that have to tell them. And sometimes I'd be like, nah, it's okay. Like, I'm gonna pass it, or like, it's not that serious, it's not that deep. And that emotion will not leave, or that person in my mind will not leave. And I'll feel it in my body. Like, I'll feel pain even in my body if I don't speak on it. What I do, God is like, face that fear, face that discomfort. God is like, face that fear, face that discomfort, and speak your motherfucking mind, Danny. As long as you being spirit led and you're not letting your flesh get in the way, then it's great. Actually, the more I've done that, the more my connections, my friendships have gone a better way. So anyways, guys, I hope you guys resonated with this video. I hope it helped you in some way. And remember to tend to your emotions. Remember to feel that it is the healthiest thing you can do for yourself, for your body, for your mind, for your spirit, and for everyone you come across. It's a ripple effect that we do collectively. So follow me on my other social media accounts down below, and I'll see you guys on my next